Praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to apostles and elders in New York, GMS. And salutations to y'all around the world that's teaching the truth, put your lives on the line for it. And shalom to you, serious Aqua. My name is Maya Kaala Bun Gad, Chicago branch of Great Millstone. Like I make a disclaimer that we're not black Hebrew Israelites. We are Israelites. The Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans, and speckled birds. Speckled birds are Israelites that look like other nations, but their fathers paternal bloodline go back to the 12 patriarchs of Israel. We are not affiliated with any violent groups. We are not affiliated with any other Israelite groups. All right, black is a color, not a nationality. All right, nobody's walking around on the earth black like shoe polish and white like cotton. Okay. And right here is son interviewing Napah Shadah. All right, and yes, this is his wife. All right, this is his wife. All right. And Napah Shadah is so-called Dominican. Now Dominican, they are the tribe of Simeon, the indigenous people on that side. The Dominican Republic are the tribe of Simeon. Now, the so-called Negro slaves brought to the Dominican Republic, thus they're the tribe of Judah, Okay. So, clarify that point. The Indians, right, the Native Americans of the Dominican Republic, are from the tribe of Simeon. The Negroes, all right, descendants of the Negro slaves brought from West Africa to the Dominican Republic are from the tribe of Judah. Okay, so just clear up that confusion. All right, so now Napah Shadah, she in other interviews she said that she just made a reference that she said, hey, we was on the island, they came to conquer us, so she's a Simeonite, far as I know, right? But the thing is, she's like, now what's she going to talk about? So I'm never going to ask her what let her realize that she was an Israelite, all right? So let this play out, all right? And recently Elder Gabar got got on her for saying that Yahweh Shai was the serpent in the garden, which he wasn't, but Yahweh Shai is symbolic of the serpent, the brass serpent, but he's not the serpent that basically that deceived Eve, in the garden, that is that serpent is reincarnated to Cain, that Cain reincarnated to what Esau, so-called white man. So that serpent in the garden was a so-called white man when he had color, right, in a previous life. All right, so I'm just gonna play this right here. All right, let me get this. Let me show this right here. Section 107 cover act provides statutory framework to determine whether something is fair use and identify certain types of uses such as criticism, common news, per teaching, scholarship, and research as exam activity that may qualify as fair use. All right, so I do not own this video. Sonetta, it belongs to Sonetta Black News. All right, so I'm using this video for education purpose. I have not made any profit off of it. All right, so watch this. Watch what she say.
That you were a Hebrew Israelite. What convinced you? What made you come to that conclusion?
Just already knowing the Bible, knowing my mom used to tell us, that we were, that the people of the book was us anyway. But she didn't teach all like the commandments, you better follow the Torah. She was like, this is about us.
All right, same thing with my mother. I asked my mother when I was 13. who was. She said, okay, well, scientists said that the black people, all right, she said, back, so-called black people are related to the people in the Bible. All right, then I was 18. My grandfather sent me reading a book by being on me. He sat me down. He said, hey, we're the Israelites, my grandfather and my grandmother, my paternal grandfather, and he went a couple scriptures and everything. He went to prophecy of us. He said that I was going to be delivered from America to, he said, the Most High going to take me home to Jerusalem, in the future, And then I was a little bit older, my 20s. My pops told me that we the Israelites and that the so-called white men, that some of them know we the Israelites, but they don't care, all right? Because they basically had that hatred for us, man, And many brothers got stories of their parents, grandparents telling they are the Israelites. Brother, my camp, I'll be went one of the brothers' houses down south in Mississippi, and a brother, native so-called Gadite grandmother, point out to the Bible, say, hey, that we're the Israelites, that her people, the Israelites, So it's many stories, man. All right, mom, brothers. All right, we play this.
Like, this is us. So she never said anything, but she didn't believe in we're killing the rest of the people and they deserve to die. She wasn't for that.
All right, and I do say in the scripture, you go to Jeremiah 30, verse 16. All right, Jeremiah 30, 16, Revelation 13, 9 to 10. All right, there's been more scriptures, man. What Jake is going to be beat Esau down the kingdom. Then there's scripture with 144,000. All right, 12,000 each tribe, 12 of Israel, man. Ezekiel 25:14. Y'all going to use his elect to take down the other nations. What was going to result when the elect comes, being conflict of the nations? The elect going to destroy them, man. That's in the scriptures, but all right. So I'm gonna keep playing.
We are the people of the Most High. This is about us. We're the Israel. We're the people that you see right here where it says chosen. That's us. We're the Israelites. She would say that, but she didn't say. She didn't say it like they say it. She doesn't hate people. She doesn't hate white people. She doesn't hate Africa. She loves all people. In fact,
Or her mother.
A typical behavior of the previous generation. Her mother probably baby boomer, man. It's just one of baby boom generation. They have been indoctrinated. The love of the nations and all that stuff, or they just basically grew up in here in Americas, North America, West Indies, South America, all that. Grew up in the Babylonian atmosphere, where they went to college and school with Esau or Moab, Ham, etc., man. We all Americans, or we all Central America, we all South Americans, or we all West Indians and stuff, man. Right? So it's a typical behavior, man. Even though my parents told me I was an Israelite, man, they had that same mentality, all right? Right, except for the fact that on my father's side, they don't like Esau, man. Because they're Israelites, but they had that same, bringing and stuff, man. Certain things. Well, I'll explain like when certain things happen that disdains for Esau comes out, but they still was under that spell, All right.
A Hebrew Israelite?
They're native, they're black, they're...
Whoa, you've got on $68 shorts. Fabletics Men wants to learn how we can make our new fundamental short.
Black natives, Native Americans. So they believe, I don't know if you know this, but...
All right, so she said black Native American, she means now I don't know what tribe her mother is a part of, but we're talking about black, she means like dark skinned Native Americans that look like so-called Negroes that they got reclassified as Negroes throughout them. This happened everywhere in the Americas, man. You know, they take the dark skinned Israelites from the Northern Kingdom and reclassify them as Negroes, right? Then you have you know, some of the the ones that's light skinned, or the ones they may be still dark, but they got that straight hair and they got those sharp features. You know, then they'll reclassify them as mestizos. All right, so that's what happened. All right, then here, you know, here in the USA, they reclassified let's say they reclassified the dark skinned Gadites as Negroes, along with Judah, so-called Negroes. What I mean, they integrate their whole both groups, all right? You know, because well, basically they renamed Judah and Gad Negroes, all right? Because it's Negroes, right? Strip them their nationality Israel, and then you have the Gadites, other Gadites. They lived among Issachar, so-called Maskins. Then you had other Gadites. They intermarried with Esau. All right. You know, so that's how it worked out. All right, so it's right.
A lot of Native Americans believe that they are Israelites, and there's a lot of artifacts that are found in North America that are Israelite artifacts from the Hebrew people. That is a fact.
There you go. All right. And a lot of so-called Native Americans do believe the tribe of Gad and other tribe believe they are the Israelites. All right. I was teaching in Inglewood, my neighbor I grew up with, man. All right. I met of so-called Native American brother named, what is his name? Joffrey something. I know his father was named Reverend Hart or something like that. He got killed. Then his son was teaching. Joffrey's son was teaching, and Esau killed him down south while he was in, you know, teaching. Now Joffrey was Joffrey. I think his name Joffrey. I know their names various, but they got the same names. Joffrey was a so-called Blackfoot Indian. And I met him teaching in Inglewood, man. He will help me, he will hold a sign and stuff like that, man. You know. Matter of fact, I met him teaching on 71st and State Street, man. Where it used to be all the, back in the day, people know here in Chicago, you don't know what it is in Chicago back on 71st State. That's all the fruits and vegetables, get sugar canes and all that stuff right there. That area is known for back in the day. But now it's that place is desolated, man. Ain't nothing. All right. All right. My view ain't nothing there but fast food, nothing but junk food, man. But anyway, then back what she say, all right.
She wasn't for that. We are the people of the Most High. This is about us. We're the Israel. We're the people that you see right here where it says chosen. That's us. We're the Israelites. She would say that, but she didn't say, she didn't say it like they say it. She doesn't hate people. She doesn't hate white people. She doesn't hate African. She loves all people. In fact,
Were her mother a Hebrew Israelite?
they're native, they're black, they're black natives, Native Americans. So they believe, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of Native Americans believe that they are Israelites. And there's a lot of artifacts that are found in North America that are Israelite artifacts from the Hebrew people.
All right, so yes, it's true, man. A lot of so-called Native Americans believe they are the Israelites. All right, it says Psalms 85 and 11. It said, truth shall spring out of earth, righteous shall look down from heaven. It was the truth that the so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. All right, you can even look at their clothing, man. All right, there's my little site. All right, you see the fringes. All right, numbers 15 to 38. You see little Gadite girls. All right. All right. Let's see right here. Okay. You see right here, did you see the clothing just like in over there? They got the head cover and everything. All right, Tiwa. Well, my former student is from the Tiwa people. You know, and his cousin was Apache, and his cousin was dark skinned. He had woolly hair. Jeremiah 12 and now people like a speckled bird, man. Look at this, man. A lot of people look at this swag, man. You got all this folded. All right, you see right here the diverse looks. This is a Naz Pierce people. This is Chief Joseph, the one that had that Assyrian tablet. All right, you see right here on the left side, you see what they show in the media, the light-skinned Gadites. All right, with the slanted eyes. On the right, you got what? Somebody a little bit darker. This the same children, man. Same tribe, little dark skin, round eyes. All right, she could pass off as so-called Negro. All right, but these are Gadites, man. All right. All right, same tribe. You got a little puppy dog down there, a little doll. Yeah, all right. See right here, all right. Fringes. And everything, man. All right, it's a gypsy right there. You see the hat, just like the Moors wear over there. Their brethren, the Moors are Israelites. See the cap, they got that, I forget what they call that thing, the tassel. All right. Y'all can see them wearing. All right, why they do these things, man. Why they make things like this, because they come from the East. All right. See right here, they dress like over there in Middle East. Yeah. All right, yeah, dressing. You see this sister right here. All right. You see all the outfit, the fringes. All right. Go to your comb and I'll show you they make those hats. All right. You can see all the fringes and everything. See, right. From very dark to light skin, man. All right. Blackfoot, that's what Professor Griffith's people are Blackfoot Indian Gadites. All right. You can see, all right. Okay, so then you got what, matter of fact, you got the Los Lunas. Los Lunas. Stone. Yeah, the Los Lunas Stone, the brother Kazak had translated from GMS, Mississippi. All right, see these the artifacts that right here, but this is an old picture, because now Esau took it, tried to scratch it out and stuff, man. You know, so all right. All right. So there's many evidence that the so-called Native Americans are Israelites. Man. All right, how they get over here? Let's mention the Hebrew artifacts. Go right here. 2nd Ezra 13:41. It said, but they took this counsel among themselves that they will lead the multitude of the heathen go forth into the further country where never mankind dwell, here in America, right? Because in Africa they was dwelling there, in the Middle East dwell there, right? So, all right, it said that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land, and they enter Euphrates by the narrow place of the river. They got no boats. All right, it said, for the Most High didn't show signs for them to help steal the flood. All right, this had to happen around springtime, because springtime, that's when Euphrates River floods till they was passed over. All right, for through that country, there was a great way to go, named a year and a half, and the same which is called Azra, basically far away land. All right, America's is New Canaan. All right, America's known as New Canaan because the Canaanites was coming over here getting resources, and then they had their alliance with King Solomon and King Solomon. All of America's known as R4. Okay, Solomon's important products from America over here. All right. Okay, so all right. Then what else? You have enslavement of the so-called Native Americans. All right, it said colonial slaving of Native Americans, including those who surrendered to study by Brown University. The historian found Native Americans who surrendered during the King's Philip was sold into slavery with long-lasting effects. Right, and this what Fopi, they chose to knew the Negro and the Israelites. All right. It says Providence, Rhode Island, study by Linford D. Fisher, associate professor of history at Brown University, found that Native Americans, including non-combatants, surrendered during the King Philip War to avoid slavery, were enslaved at the early same way captured combatants. It said Native American slavery is a piece of history. Slavery had been glossed over, Fisher said. Between 1492 and 1880, between 2 and 5.5 million Native Americans enslaved in America, in addition to 12.5 African slaves, made Israelites from Southern Kingdom, Israelites from Africa, from Portugal and Spain. All right, and then glossed over. Why? Because a lot of you so-called Negroes are actually Gadites, man. Are actually Gadites. And they want you to find out. You know, when Joe Biden, he said reparation to Native Americans. Now you stupid jakes out there. Some of you saying you're Israelite, this and that, but you don't know you gotta come against the church. I tried. All right, they'll just Esau that. But basically, you just in that situation just showing to be a fool. How Native Americans get reparation for what we do? Well, some of you are so-called Native Americans. Some of you are Gadites, man. All right, Jake. All right, but a lot of you Gadites. All right, it says while natives have been forced into slavery and served as early as 1636. It was not until King Philip where the natives were enslaved in large numbers. Fisher wrote in a study the 1675 to 1676 war pitted Native American leader King Philip, also known as Matacon, his allies against the English colonial settlers. During the war, the Indian colonies rudely shipped Native American slaves to the Barbados, Bermuda, Jamaica, the Azores, that's Azores, West Africa, Spain, and Tangiers and Morocco. In North Africa, Fisher said, while Africans who were enslaved did not know where they'd be taken, Native Americans stood that they could be sent to the Caribbean plantation, faced extremely hard treatment far from the home communities, according to the study. Feared his fate spurred some Native American pledged to fight to death, while others surrendered, hope to avoid being sent overseas. Study found, right? But they didn't know they was going to be sent over to Caribbean islands. And, so they, like I said, went up here, they went to what? The Azores, Spain, Europe, Tangiers, or Morocco, North Africa. All right. They also went to Algeria. That's what the prophecy wrote. Go right here, Deuteronomy. All right. I meant to keep this short, but anyway. All right, Deuteronomy 28. 6 it says, Yahweh shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships from Egypt. It's talking about the cat. It's double talking about captivity, also talking about America. All right, guess what? The so-called Jamaicans, this tribe of Benjamin, they didn't come to America. They came to the island Jamaica. All right, so this is double fold. It's talking about captivity. It's talking about America. All right, it says, by the way whereof I spake unto thou shalt see it no more again. All right, it's a whole nation. You see, the land if there should be sold unto your enemies. The Most High gave us up. It says, sold unto your unto our enemies, to give us up to our enemies, because we violate the law, statutes, commandments. For bondmen and bondwomen, right? We end up on those slave auction blocks. And no man should buy, nobody should save us out of the situation we have to serve. This prison system was almost up. Okay. Deuteronomy 30, verse 7, the curse is coming off us and going up to the east. That's why Esau, Queendom is going down. America's going down, man. They infighting. All right. A certain situation encourages infighting. You know. All right. Egyptian, Isaiah chapter 19, verse 2. All right. You go right here. Let's go to back to the so-called Native Americans. No, they're Israelites. It says right here, Deuteronomy 28:45, moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, shall pursue thee, overtake thee, to thou be destroyed, because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of Yahweh, the power to keep his command statutes, which command thee, and they shall be upon thee a sign. And for one upon thy seed, for every city, they shall be upon thee a sign. That's how you know who the Israelites are. You just line up the history of the so-called Native Americans and what happened to them right here, part of slavery. Right, be them called Native American, American Indian, Indian, savage, nigger, cherry nigger, prairie nigger, bush nigger. Those are bywords, the derogatory bywords that's put up on them, man. Negro, black American, those that have been reclassified as Negro, black, African American, all those that live among Issachar, so-called Mexicans. They've been called Hispanic, Latino, all right, Spanish. Their brother Issachar, the so-called Mexican, being called Mexican. All right, Mexican, Hispanic, Latino, Spanish. All right, mestizo. All right, all these signs. There's no denying, man, that the so-called Native Americans are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of, man. Okay. There's no getting around it. Matter of fact, a good book to get is where is it? And I got this book. Well, here you go right. Well, I might as well show this book. Where is it? Native Americans. Yeah. You know what? I'll just get another. Just show this book I want. So Jack. That I always bring out. Cause a lot of so-called Native American slaves was exported from the East Coast. North Carolina and South Carolina were the bigger exporters of Gadites, so-called Native American slaves. All right. There's two books, African Native Americans by Jack D. Forrest and The American Discovery of Europe by Jack D. Forrest. Two good books, man. All right. And Jeremiah 50:33, fits that when they slayed the North King, the Sun King, the same time. These two books talk about that. All right. And then you have in the Southwest, the Comanches. They were selling, exporting, beating up their own brothers and selling them into Spanish. The Spanish Esau from, Spain to Spain, Mexico, man. All right. So, these curses along with secular history proves that and also the artifacts prove that the so-called Native Americans are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of.
That is a fact, especially in like Utah and the parts of the Southwest. So, yeah.
Okay, so
All right, so this it, and I hope you all been edified, and y'all rock us out. Most I want next time. Shalom, shalom.